We're going to go ahead and get started. And welcome to the 7th of our 8 sessions on meditation. These are short, free 20-minute meditations. And my aim this week was to demystify the fact that if you have a lot of anxiety, you can still sit in meditation. It is a force of energy when you're in anxiety that makes you not want to sit still, because it's very vulnerable and raw to sit in a place of anxiety. And as we spoke yesterday, we talked about some techniques that can help you remove some of the symptoms of anxiety so you can sit a little more comfortably. And we did a little bit of breathing in and out through the left nostril, and we did a little bit of physical activity the day before, and then yesterday we did a mantra talking or counting with the fingers, saying the mantra sa, ta, na, ma. Today I want to talk about the fact that you have to kind of bust through that excuse not to sit. We have to feel stronger than our excuses. Our excuses are there to talk us out of doing something that's good for ourselves. It's easier to do the bad things to ourselves because we're so used to doing those things. But meditation, even if you sit for 20 minutes and it feels like you're just tethering your butt to the ground, that's better than not doing it at all and running away from the discipline of sitting and just being. This is like a muscle. We talked about the meditation gym yesterday as well. And the more you sit, the more you get used to it. The more you break the patterns of moving automatically away from some things that will help calm and soothe you. So not just spiritually and energetically, but physically, when you sit down, when you start focusing on your breath and you get away from the thoughts that are taking you into the past and the future, you're calming your nervous system. You are getting into what is real and concrete and in the moment that you're in. And I think this is so important. I live with a lot of anxiety, and I think it's just wired into me. And I have to sit and realize that it's not a contest every time I sit, that it is an investment in myself to sit and get familiar with myself and to see things as they are and to have some compassion for that. So it doesn't feel like nirvana every time you sit down and meditate, and it shouldn't have to be, but it should feel like a slice of your life. You're witnessing your life in the moment. And if you can be willing to sit for a small sliver of time, and actually what we're doing is sitting for about 12 to 13 minutes in our 20 minutes. And if you let things unfold during that time, you might be delighted. You might be delighted. I can remember times when I've just sat, and I've sat with a lot of raw energy and anxiety, and in that moment, if I could just soften a little tiny bit, I noticed something delightful, like a heron flying over me and hearing the brush of the feathers. Now, you don't have to attach yourself to having a great experience, but you might have some insight in, yeah, I sat through that, and I was able to not quit during that. I think there's a power in us sitting together, even though I can't see you, you can see me, but we all feel connected here. We can look up at that number and see how many people are sitting here at the same time and get some comfort in that. We're not alone. So today, let's set an intention to sit and just be open and soft and porous, receptive to whatever is here, no matter what, even if your hip hurts. Even if you're attached to this couch and you just kind of want to lean back and slosh into it. Even if you're pushing something away that you've been feeling, feel what's there, but resist the urge to languish in it. Come back to the process. The process becomes comfortable. It becomes an oasis for us. And the process, in review, is we sit. We ground ourselves in this moment, on this seat, and then we place our awareness on the breath. And typically it's at the tip of the nose. Sometimes it's in the chest or the belly where we feel the movement of the breath. And when we realize that we've slipped back into the things that are causing our suffering and anxiety, thinking about the past, projecting into the future, we return our awareness to this moment. to our posture and our breath. Now, posture can be reconciled at any time during the meditation. And reconciling your posture is different than drumming your fingers, wiggling around, slouching. So get the differences straight, that we sit, and when we sit with the commitment that we would be still, but with the caveat that if our posture slips, we will reset it. If our awareness slips away from the breath, we will replace our awareness on the breath. So find your seat. Find where your legs are comfortable, either cross-legged or feet to the ground. If you're sitting on a chair, sit to the front edge. Feel that little lumbar curve in the low back. Feel a little lift in your sternum that helps you drop your shoulders back so they stack over your hips. And then take your hands back on your lap, palms down, mudra of calm abiding. Feel a slight lift through the roof of the mouth and the top of the head. And then set your gaze forward and down, maybe about 4, 5, 6 feet away from you. It's a soft gaze. It's not laser focused because we're here to pause and soften. Now you get yourself settled. Bring your awareness into your breath. I'm going to ring the bowl and we'll start our commitment to sitting and being patient, open, and receptive. Remember, return back to posture and breath whenever you find yourself gone. No judgments. breath. Blink your eyes. Move if you need to. And remember that the more we put ourselves in a place of, I'm going to call it discomfort, because it is uncomfortable to commit to being still and quiet and receptive. Especially when we're in states of anxiety where we are defensive, we are clenched, and we are trying to move away from things that cause us to feel vulnerable or fragile. So the more we do it, the more familiar we get with the process, and the more we get evidence that we're okay, no matter what the experience is. And it's just a slice of life in that moment in time. Start with little commitments. Do this maybe a couple times a day. Just set an alarm on your clock or put a sticky note to remind you just to take 5 minutes. Maybe do it before a meal and just sit and feel the state of things. Be receptive to what's there, and then use that as information to bring compassion to yourself. When we can do it for ourselves, we can do it for others. And I think that's the direction that the world needs right now. Let's take the merits of our practice and dedicate it out to all beings, including ourselves, including those furry little critters that snore next to us. Palms together. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be parted from freedom's true joy. May all beings dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Bow together. And thank you again for being here and meditating with me this morning. Tomorrow will be our last seat together. And I would love to hear from you if you would like to continue doing this in some form or fashion. I can't guarantee 7 days a week, but we could work it maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week. So let me know. You can email me at mbfyoga108@gmail.com. When I put this up on YouTube, you can put it in the comments. So either way, let me know. And if you're a member on our app, you can certainly message me through there too. Have a great day. The sun's out. It's beautiful. Get out and enjoy it. Bye.